growing, which is fabulous. I was reading in the paper today, I think it's a 10% increase in tourism into our region. People coming, they stay, they look at some of our sites, they go down to the Great Ocean Road. I think now they might be coming, they might be staying, they might be shopping right here in Geelong too, which is great, keeping the money in our city. Our next speaker, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. Ian Armstrong, who is the CEO of the Perrin Group. The Perrin Group is the joint venture owner of Westfield Geelong and was the original owner when the centre was first built in the 1980s. Please welcome Mr. Ian Armstrong.
Councillor Harwood, Bruce, Mayor of the City of Greater Geelong, Stephen Lowy, Group Managing Director of Westfield, Stan Perrin, Chairman of the Perrin Group, distinguished guests, councillors, and of course our oldest shopper, Vaughan, and his team. Welcome today. 23 years ago, the site on which this wonderful shopping centre now sits was wasteland. It was partly demolished and defunct wool stores, an out-of-service power generating plant, sundry minor buildings, and the whole site was crisscrossed by Corio Street, Blakiston Street and Max Lane. And one of the oldest Myer stores in Australia fronted Mallop Street, and it was so old it actually incorporated some pressed metal ceilings. Several developers had initiated plans to turn this into a shopping centre, but they'd failed to come to fruition. So enter the Perrin Group, a little-known private investment business based in Perth, but with some expertise in developing commercial buildings and shopping centres. We had a good look at this site, and we had a good look at Geelong in general, and we decided that what was needed was a much bigger and better centre than the other developers had been proposing. We made a promise to the councillors of the City of Geelong and to the Geelong public in general that we would deliver to them an up-to-the-minute complex incorporating modern facilities, top-range retailers, in fact the best shopping centre west of High Point. And so in April 1988, after an exciting 2-year building frenzy and 50 or 60 visits to Geelong from Perth, the main beneficiaries of which were Qantas and Ansett, we fulfilled our promise and we opened Bay City Plaza, which was immediately and enthusiastically adopted by the people of Geelong. And it's been a long and happy relationship between this shopping centre and our Geelong customers. Now move forward 15 or so years through some interesting times for Geelong, including the famous Building Society crash and some exciting football finals between the West Coast Eagles and the Cats. But not this year, I'm afraid. And together with some significant changes in Geelong demographics. And it was starting to become apparent that Bay City Plaza was heading for a major makeover. More of everything was needed, more shops, more parking, more facilities, more seating in the food court. It was definitely time for the centre to grow. But how could we do it? We were hemmed in on all four sides by roads and buildings that belonged to other people. And so we turned to Westfield, the biggest owners, managers and developers of regional shopping centres in the world, and said, would you, Westfield, like to join with us in recreating and redeveloping this shopping centre to give Geelong what it needs for the next 20 years? And I'm pleased to say that they jumped at the opportunity, and we formed a most successful partnership in which they were able to bring their extensive shopping centre development expertise to bear, working closely with the City of Greater Geelong towards this great day. On behalf of my chairman, Stan Perrin, I confirm that the Perrin Group is proud to have been the developer, the initiator of this wonderful shopping centre. And we're also delighted to be here today to be part of this new phase, this rebirth of Geelong Shopping Centre, now proudly known as Westfield Geelong. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ian Armstrong. It was great to reminisce a little bit about the original Bay City Plaza, as we all recall, and before that I can remember right back to the early 70s, and really Geelong was bereft of shops and a shopping experience, to be fair, and it's wonderful to see Geelong grow and develop. Our next speaker, our final speaker this morning, is the Managing Director of Westfield Australia and New Zealand, Mr. Robert Jordan.
Mayor Bruce Harwood, Ian Armstrong and Stan Perrin from the Perrin Group, Stephen Lowy, Group Managing Director of Westfield. I'd really like to say thank you, and thank you to everybody from the council and the council officers who showed great support and vision for this development to go ahead. Without that support, I don't think we could have actually achieved this, and I'm very proud of what we've actually done here, and I hope everybody else is. The council has had a very positive policy in actually reaffirming the position of the CBD of Geelong. And I think the introduction of Big W here will actually move a long way to that. And I think that policy is actually reaffirmed by the proposition that we've put here today. I'd also like to thank our partners, the Perrin Group, for their support and their assistance through this long process. And most importantly, I'd like to actually thank the residents, the shoppers and the shopkeepers who have had their lives interrupted by the process that we've had to go through to actually produce this wonderful shopping centre. Without their support, I'm sure we would not have been able to actually achieve what we've had to achieve. And most importantly, I'd also like to thank the Westfield workers and the local subcontractors who have all worked on this development diligently, tirelessly and as a team. And I think it's fair to say that we looked upon doing this development. It wasn't an easy development. It's not probably one of our biggest, but it's certainly on a very small site and presented a number of problems, a number of significant problems that we had to overcome. And without the support of all those people, this could not be achieved. And I think it's a testament to both the city and to our workers and to the residents of Geelong that we've been able to achieve what we have been able to achieve. I said to the Mayor just a minute ago, this morning I went for my morning walk and I walked along the Bay of Corio, and I'm sure the residents must be extremely proud of the city that they have, because I think it is quite a beautiful area of Australia. I think Bay City, or the former Bay City, was a part of that community, and I hope that the Westfield Geelong now becomes a true part of that proud heritage that you've had, because I believe that the city has mixed its beauty, its heritage and its future extremely well. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that, Robert. And if I could ask Robert, also Bruce and Ian to perhaps join me on the stage and we can have the official opening. Could you come up for a bit of a photo opportunity? Everybody, the front row, come up. Is there enough room for all of us? Just I'll stand along, around and beside. Are we in the right spot, Chrissy? Would you like to choreograph the finale? Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I officially announce the new Westfield Geelong is open for all of us to enjoy.